So I was saying before, I am worried about what's happening to the American story, the collective mythos behind the country, and I see it in danger because unlike before, where terrible things could happen and politicians could usually keep a false just exterior, a lot of things are unraveling. I've been using TikTok this year to see some additional information, some independent journalism and ideas. There's a lot of anti-American things out there. But the thing is, a lot of these ideas are when I've researched them using Google and AI. And it's even worse because a lot of these things, I've already talked about a lot of these in the previous two parts. They undermine American values. I mean, honestly, how can you stand for democracy if you topple democracies? How can you stand for human rights if you are unconditionally giving weapons and funding to Israel as they commit human rights violations? How are you for freedom of speech if you are making people disappear when they happen to be protesting for Palestine? By the way, if you didn't understand the message here, it's not about freedom of speech, it's about political alliances. Israel is an ally of the United States. So if you freedom of speech laws or prosecution only for those related to the criticism of Israel, and you're calling that racist against Jewish people, but no other country, for example, criticizing China is not considered being anti-Chinese xenophobic, then you've lost the logic and the moral arguments. It gets undermined logically, and we see it for what it is. It's purely for politics. I'm saying this today because if China continues to rise, I can kind of see where they will have a strong story and narrative and mythos for themselves. I think it will be around we are the Chinese people. We have suffered humiliation from the West for a century. We have worked hard. We are a civilization of 5,000 years. That's kind of an exaggeration. And more importantly, we want to use trade and stop with the colonial mindsets. I think also there are a lot of other countries, mainly in South America and Africa and Asia, especially a lot of places that have been colonized, that also support this idea, that also seem to be buying into this narrative. I mean, even today we are hearing about the leader of Burkina Faso who's doing some socialist things, such as nationalizing the gold mine and giving free education, but seems to be the target of both French and the United States governments. Because as we learn, the West benefits greatly from a poor Africa, even today, post colonialism. I think the United States needs to regroup, focusing on this BS foreign policy, get back to their damn values.